Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaivam Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Yasam Tato Chayam Udirayet Nastapreshu Apatreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatu Tamas Loker Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. We read from Srimad Bhagavatam 7 Canto 9 Chapter Text 35. Sa tu Atma Yonir Ativismita Ashrito Apcham Kalena Tivra Tapasa Parishuddha Bhava Tvam Atmanisha Bhuvi Gandham Ivati Sukshmam Putendriya Ashayamaye Vitatam Tatarsha Sattvatma Yonir Ativismita Ashritopcham Sattvatma Yonir Ativismita Ashritopcham. You see? Sattva, please, a little louder. Tvatatma yonirati vismita asritopcham. Kalena tivra tapasa parishuddha bhavaha. Kalena tivra tapasa parishuddha bhavaha. Tvam atmanisha bhuvigantamivati sukshmam. Tvam atmanisha bhuvigantamivati sukshmam. Putendriya sayame vitatam tatarsha. Putendriya sayamaye vitatam tatarsha. Sattvatma yonirati vismita ashrito picham. Kalena tivra tapasa parishuddha bhavaha. Tvam atmanisha bhuvigandamivati sukshmam. Putendriya sayamaye vitatam tatarsha. Saha, he, Lord Brahma, tu, but, Atma Yoni, who is born without a mother. directly begotten by the Father, Lord Vishnu. Ati Vismita, very much surprised, not finding the source of his birth. Ashritaha, situated on. Abjam, the lotus. Kalena, in due course of time. Tivra tapasa, by severe austerities. Parishuddha bhava, being completely purified. Tvam, you, Atmani, in his body and existence. Isha, O my Lord. Bhuvi, within the earth. Gandham, aroma. Iva, like. Ati sukshmam, very subtle. Bhuta indriya, composed of elements and senses. Ashaya maye, and that filled with desires. The mind. Vidatam, spread out. Dadarsha, found. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Lord Brahma, who is celebrated as Atma Yoni, having been born without a mother, was struck with wonder. Thus he took shelter of the lotus flower, and when he had been purified after undergoing severe austerities for many hundreds of years, he could see that the cause of all causes, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was spread throughout his own body and senses, just as aroma, although very subtle, is perceived in the earth. Purport. Here the statement of self-realization, Aham Brahmasmi, which is interpreted by the Mayavad philosophy to mean I am the Supreme Lord, is explained. The Supreme Lord is the original seed of everything, as stated in Bhagavatam 1.1.1, Jamadya Sayatha, and also in Bhagavad-Gita 10.8, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo Matak Sarvam Pravartate. Thus the Supreme Lord extends everywhere, even throughout our bodies, because our bodies are made of material energy, which is the Lord's separated energy. One should realize that since the Supreme Lord spreads throughout one's body, and since the individual soul is a part of the Supreme Lord, everything is Brahman, Sarva Kalvidam Brahma. This realization was achieved by Lord Brahma after he was purified, and it is possible for everyone. When one is completely in knowledge of Aham Brahmasmi, he thinks I'm part of the Supreme Lord, my body is made of his material energy, and therefore I have no separate existence. Yet, although the Supreme Lord is spread everywhere, he is different from me. This is the philosophy of Achinta, Veda Veda, Tattva. An example given in this regard is that of the aroma within the earth. In the earth there are aromas and colors, but one cannot see them. Actually, we find that when flowers grow from the earth, they appear with different colors and aromas, which they have certainly gathered from the earth, although in the earth we cannot see them. Similarly, the Supreme Lord, by his different energies, spreads throughout one's body and soul, although we cannot see him. An intelligent man, however, can see the Supreme Lord existing everywhere. Adantarasta Paramanu Jayantarastam, from Brahma Samhita. The Lord is within the universe and within the atom by his different energies. This is the real vision of the Supreme Lord for the intelligent man. Brahma, the first created being, became the most intelligent person by his tapasya, austerity, and thus he came to this realization. We must therefore take all knowledge from Brahma, who became perfect by his tapasya. Sattvatma yonir ativismita ashritobjam kalena tivra tapasa parishuddha bhavaha Tvam atmanisha bhuvigandam ivati sukshmam Bhutendriyasha yamaye vitatam tadarsha. Lord Brahma, who is celebrated as Atma Yoni, having been born without a mother, was struck with wonder. Thus he took shelter of the lotus flower, and when he had been purified after undergoing severe austerities for many hundreds of years, he could see that the cause of all causes, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was spread throughout his own body and senses, just as aroma, although very subtle, is perceived in the earth. Om Agyatimaranyasya Gananchana Salakayam Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasma Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Katamayam Dadati Svapadantikam. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we are still in these prayers of Prahlad Maharaj to Lord Nrsingadev. He is sitting on the lap of Lord Nrsingadev, very special place. He was transcendentally situated on that lap, as already mentioned in last class. So he was very thankful to the Lord, and he was also at the same time shy, because he was a 5-year-old boy. He had many powerful demigods who were there in the assembly before Lord Nrsingadev, who were all quite afraid, not approaching the Lord, better not, because he was still in angry mood. So he was seen to be not very educated in Vedic knowledge. So when he had the time to study all these Vedic scriptures, so it was revealed to him by the mercy of the Lord, because he was situated on the Lord. In the beginning, he could not speak even one word. Not one word he emanated from his mouth. Only when the Lord touched him with his lotus hand, all the Vedic knowledge entered in him. Of course, this is a very rare case. We don't have this fortune to all sit on the lap of the Lord, and the Lord is touching you with hand. It's the origin of Vedic knowledge. It's the origin of everything. And by the touch of the Lord, by the presence of the Lord, by the mercy of the Lord, everything is revealed. Like the sunshine reveals everything around us. Without sunshine, we are in darkness, we are in ignorance. Therefore, material world is the world of ignorance, tamasa, tami. So we need the light of the Lord. Vedic knowledge emanating from the Lord is like the sunshine, and the material life is ignorance. So wherever there is the sun, there cannot be nations, there cannot be ignorance, there must be knowledge, there must be awareness, happiness, satisfaction, complete perfection. Because the Lord is perfect, everything that is in touch with Him also becomes or is perfect. So Prahlad Maharaj, although only 5-year-old, 5, 6, Kumara, little boy here in Vrindavan, you see many little boys, 5 years old, almost still walk around half naked. And they have no awareness about anything, because they're in ignorance. But here we have Prahlad Maharaj, who became very intelligent, the Dhammi Buddhi Yogam Tam Yena Mamopayanti Te, because he received the mercy of the Lord. and as a typical devotee, as Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is pointing out, the devotee who is in love with his Lord, who is very affectionate to him, very attracted to him, and accepts him as his life and soul. He likes to glorify the Lord in many different ways, not only in his most intimate way, in Rasa Lila. Although the devotee may have this kind of rasa or sentiment, but the devotee, because he is connected with the Lord, he knows everything. But the Lord wants to reveal to him. He knows Krishna. Of course, nobody can say, I know completely Krishna. Not even Brahma can say that I know Krishna. One time he thought, I know him. But then Krishna gave him a nice lesson, and then in the prayer he told to the Lord, one time I thought I know everything, but now after you give me a nice lesson, life lesson of your greatness, of your opulence, of your unlimited power, now I see my insignificance, and I'm very tiny, although I have 4 heads, and I'm the creator of the universe. I'm very tiny, I'm insignificant. Only everything happened because of your mercy, of your greatness. So please excuse me because of my ignorance, that I accepted you as an ordinary cowherd boy and tried to steal all your calves and friends, etc. So Brahma here realized, that I don't know anything on my own. And that actually is a devotee. The devotee, he understands, I don't know anything on my own. We cannot learn about Krishna consciousness or bhakti-yoga or about the science of God by going to university or in a school. Like today, many of you maybe who are participating in Bhakti Shastri or Bhakti Vaibhav or whatever. What do you have now? Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav. So you start to study Srimad Bhagavatam very sincerely with some devotees after some time realize I want to go more deeper in the study of the Srimad Bhagavatam to understand this knowledge. Not only reading it superficially in the Sankirtan van and fall asleep, or in a temple. So regularly studying under an inspiration of an inspired, experienced teacher, Bhagavatam speaker, so one can become inspired to enter in this mystery of the Srimad Bhagavatam, in this supreme theology, not only theology but also philosophy, knowledge. So, but the main qualification to enter a study of Srimad Bhagavatam is our dedication to the Guru, to the lotus feet of the Guru, Adhau Guru Ashraya, taking shelter of him, accepting Diksha and Shiksha ultimately, and also following in the footsteps of the previous acharyas and taking up the process of regulated sadhana bhakti process. This is what Srila Rupa Goswami recommends to us in his Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So this process of studying the scriptures, especially Srimad Bhagavatam, under the guidelines of the Guru and the experienced devotees is very essential. Devotees should not stay foolish. We are foolish, but we should not think, so this study is not for me. Srila Prabhupada, he mentioned, I wrote these books so that my devotees, my disciples can study them, not only distribute them. And some times ago, in the 70s, we only prefer to distribute the books and not read them so much. Only a little, but not so much going deep. But Prabhupada, he emphasized again and again that it's very important that we study his books very carefully, very deeply. Like a lawyer studies the law. He knows every paragraph, everything in the law books. So he goes very deep in that study. And this study we have to take up from an expert teacher who knows the scriptures. That is recommended. Therefore we have the Diksha Guru, we have Shiksha Guru, we have different kinds of gurus who are not only the initiating, but also the inspiring guru, or the guru who reveals you knowledge or inspires you in knowledge. So they're all actually representative. You have to see them as representative of Krishna. They're not ordinary teachers. They're representative of Krishna. Krishna empowers them by their surrendering and connection to their spiritual master, and of long time of practicing bhakti-yoga process, sadhana bhakti, and under the guidance of spiritual master and other Vaishnavas, one's life will start to grow. We become spiritually ripe. Now it's our consciousness is like shrinked. In the materialistic consciousness, now we are like shrink consciousness. But by the cultivation and recitation and studying of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the flower in our consciousness is like a lotus flower starts to sprout, and blossom, and the nice fragrance of it after some time will become manifest. So this it comes by this Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is not different from Krishna, and we have to learn the Srimad Bhagavatam from Bhagavata devotee. That is recommended by Lord Chaitanya. Bhagavata Paradiya, Bhagavata Sthane. One should not learn the Bhagavatam from professional reciters. We should learn it from Bhagavata devotee, who is a living Bhagavatam. He carries the Bhagavatam, he also has the Bhagavatam within the heart. If we only carry the Bhagavatam and distribute it, that's nice, but it's not the ultimate perfection. We need to have the Bhagavatam in the heart. It has to be manifested in the heart. It's Krishna himself. Krishna is Svatama Bhagate, Dharma Jnani Bisaha, Kalavanasta Dishamesha, Purunarko Dunodita. The Bhagavad Purana is as brilliant as the sun, and it represents Krishna in the Kali Yuga, to give the light for the conditioned souls who have lost their orientation in this dark age. So this studying on the absorption of Bhagavata in the association of Bhagavata devotee, this is the most important thing we have to do in our devotional career in this human form of life. Because Prahlad Maharaj says, Kaumaram achare pragyo dharmam bhagavatamiha durlabam manasa chanma tat atruvam artadam. This human form of life, manusya chanma, is very rarely attained. It's very rarely attained. Therefore, if we have this opportunity to take birth in the human form of life, we should not waste it just in eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, in trying to make competition with the Lord, try to create a better world, an artificial world, but no fragrance, no rasa. In plastic cannot be rasa. Even if you check some chemicals in it, still it's chemical, it's artificial. So the Maya Dhanavas in Kali Yuga, they want to create them, and they're jealous, their followers, they want to create an artificial world without God, with plastic and with electronics, without fragrance, without smell. And therefore the people gradually, because they become accustomed to this kind of lifestyle, their senses and their mind and awareness becomes completely stumped, becomes, blunt, We cannot perceive anything anymore. We become like robots, like living robots, like machine. And that's the future in Kali Yuga. That's the future in Kali Yuga. More and more plastic machines and electronics, and the humans themselves only become like that, like a machine or like something one-way product. Just use it, and then if you can use it anymore, throw it away and create new ones. And with the time we create artificial intelligence, artificial people. We don't need anymore the creation process. That is going on in the Kali Yuga. The more it is progressing, but now is still a time. It's still a time. We heard from Prabhupada where the Kali Yuga is not actually really progressed. Although we can see it now, everyone who is observing the world, it is progressing quite fast. Very, very fast. But still is a time where we can do something very nice, first of all, for ourselves, to apply this process of Krishna consciousness very sincerely in our own heart, in our own life, and those who are surrounded with us or connected with us, to give them opportunity to become more and more connected with Krishna. And become absorbed in this knowledge about Krishna. First, we cannot have rasa. First, we need knowledge. Prahlad Maharaj, he had by Narad Muni's mercy, by Lord Nrsingadev's mercy, he got rasa, he got knowledge, everything about the Lord became revealed to him. He could appreciate the Lord in any way, not only in his rasa form, but also in his creating form, in his pastimes, in his qualities, his shaktis, his vibhutis, everything Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says a devotee is aware about and glorifies. And this is the typical example, Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj is one of the best examples how to glorify the Lord in so many different aspects. And the devotee should have to learn the Lord in all his aspects as much as possible. And the good opportunity we have, because we have the teachings of Prahlad Maharaj, who also told to his friends, now is the time. Study Bhagavad Dharma, practice Bhagavad Dharma, because this will ultimately remove all the obstacles, all the problems of our prarabdha karma, of our bad birth. Because we are born now in Kali Yuga. Prahlad and his friends were born in the demon Asura family. But Prahlad says, if we can take up Bhagavad Dharma at any stage. You don't have to be Brahmana. You don't have to be born in an Aryan family. In any stage, we can take up the process of devotional service and Bhagavad Gita as soon we have the opportunity to get it. And this is the thing. If we have this is the clinch. If we have the opportunity to come in contact with Bhagavata and Bhagavatam, we have to not waste the time. We should not postpone it on tomorrow or in the future, because we don't know how the future will develop for us in this life. So we have to use it now, absorbing like Prahlad Maharaj, like Narad Muni, like the great Mahajans, the great authorities of Srimad Bhagavatam. So by following the Bhagavata devotees, their teachings, their life example, and also Brahma ultimately, who is also a Bhagavata devotee. He became a Bhagavata devotee. He was in the beginning not a Bhagavata devotee. It is described Brahma can be a living entity, sometimes it's the Lord himself, sometimes Brahma is a jnani, sometimes he's a karmi, sometimes he's a yogi, sometimes he's a bhakta, a devotee. We have the good fortune, our Chatur Mukh Brahma is a great Brahmana, he's devotee. He's not only absorbed in the Aham Brahmasmi classical way, I'm Brahman. I'm spiritual, and then he's happy with it. He was not just happy with that I'm just Brahman. He wanted to know about who is my source. Because when he took birth on this lotus, Padma, then he was looking around, everything was dark. He was surprised. He was astonished. Vismita. He was astonished. Where is my father? Where is my mother? Where is my origin? Just imagine you take birth, and then you will naturally try to find out what is my source. Where is my mother and father? So somebody will come appear before you. Maybe you don't have the knowledge that this is my mama, this is my papa, but she will come, and then she will give you affection. So you will find out, this is my mother, this is my father. Everyone in this material world needs a mother and father. Even Brahma, he thought, where is my mother and where is my father? But it's Atma Yoni. Atma Yoni means he has actually, in one sense, not a mother. He has a father, Narayana. Narayana is his father. Lord Vishnu. Garbhodakashai Vishnu is his father. The Purusha is his father. But he could not find him out because everything was dark. The Lord was not manifested, visible directly in front of him. Another mystery of this Vismita is that Brahma, actually it's not the first time that he wakes up in the morning to make a creation. He sleeps 12 hours, works 12 hours, sleeping again 12 hours, again working 12 hours. That's his sadhana. But then he falls so much deep asleep that he forgets everything what he did in past life, in past day. Not even in past life, in past day of Brahma. It is for him like a dead. And he is practically born again. In the next day of his life. So then he sits there in the lotus. He becomes curious because he's intelligent. Where is now my origin? Because if I don't know what is my origin, if I have no connection, I don't know what is my purpose of life. So he first went down to the stem of the lotus. Lotus is a water plant, as you know. So that means Brahma was completely surrounded by the devastating ocean. And there the lotus appeared from Garbhodakashai Vishnu. And in that stem, actually all the 14 planetary systems, all the Mahatattva, all the material elements, all the ingredients for the material creation was there. Unmanifested, in subtle form. Everything was there. So he went down to that stem, find out about his origin, but it is like a plant who grows out from the earth. One time had a seed, so when he went down to the ground, he could not find the seed anymore. He could not found the seed anymore. So he was amazed. So I don't have an origin. But I must have an origin. I must come from somewhere. Somebody must be my origin, my father. So he was an atheistic scientist. So he wanted to find out. Brahma means he's very intelligent. He wanted to find out. So he went back to the lotus, to his seating place, and he sat down. He thought, now it's wise, better I don't move too much. And this action of Brahma actually shows we cannot find out about our source, about our origin, about the purpose of our life by our own effort. Nayam atma pravachanena labhya nametaya na bahuna shrutena. Not possible. We cannot find out by studying, by intellectual power, by words, by intelligence. Not possible. Only when the Lord, out of His causeless mercy, reveals Himself to a particular devotee or searching devotee, the devotee can actually recognize Him and see Him and sees everything around him then, like the sunshine, reveals everything after the dark night. So Brahma went back to his sitting place. He thought, it's better I don't try to find out my source, I don't work hard. Sometimes we also do this in our life. We try to find out about something about our good fortune in this life on our own. But then we become frustrated after some time. Because everything has its time. Brahma also had his time. It had its time. So it was a purpose, why to show us, not just by our own endeavor and work, we can find about our origin and about the meaning of life. But we need this time. It's not a loss. As long we are looking out, it is not lost. If we are not doing it, if we are not looking after absolute truth, atata brahma jigyasa, not asking question about my origin, about what is Brahman, what is the life, what is the cause of life, and attain eternal life and purpose in life. Actually, life is wasted. Vishrama eva hi kevalam, dharmas vanustita pumsham, vishvakshena katasiyat, yopade adiratim, shrama eva hi kevalam. Any kind of dharma, occupations or activities that we perform without devotional service, without pleasing the Supreme Lord, it's a waste of time. So we have to find out this atata brahma jigyasa. That's Vedanta, that's the beginning. That's actually the essence of the Veda, the message of the Veda, to find out about our origin. And for that, sometimes one has to do so many activities and on our own first. In an empiric way, we tried so many things, how to become happy, how to find out the proper knowledge and purpose in our life. And it seems to be that we had also many failures. But a failure or a mistake is not a mistake, it's not a failure, as long we learn from the mistake and from the failure, and to always become encouraged to go on. So we get a certain result from a certain activity. We have certain failures, certain mistakes, not the proper result comes out, but we try, we don't give up. We try, and ultimately the Lord sees our endeavor. If the Lord sees the devotee is endeavoring to find about Him, about the real, honestly finding out about Him, then the Lord will reveal. And only then we can know. Only then life will become perfect. So Brahma, he actually didn't waste his time, because it was a part of his biography, that he actually became Brahma and could create this day in his life's mission, in his day's mission, better say, not life mission, day mission. It is Brahma's day mission. Every day he has this mission, to have this second creation, Visarga. Bhagavatam you will learn now, this Sarga, Visarga, and so on, the 10 subjects of Srimad Bhagavatam, up to Ashraya, to the taking shelter in the Somam Bonum, in in Krishna, Krishna's lotus feet, because all the 9 topics of the Bhagavad-Gita, all 9 topics of Bhagavatam are included in the 10th topic, Ashraya, taking shelter in Krishna, because everything comes from him. He's the seed of everything. He's the origin. Aham sarvasya prabhava mataksa prabhartate itivata pachantimam buddha bhava samanvita. So everything is emanated from him. Aham sarvasya prabhava. But the foolish will not accept it. He will not agree for it. He will not search out for it. He will try to ignore it. He will even try to how we say, invent a new concocted philosophy and understanding or reason that there is actually no God. So he will find out so many speculations. But with speculation we cannot become happy. Tako pratishta shruteya vibhina nasavarishim matam nabhinam dharmasya tattvam hitam guhayam mahachanela kathasa panta. So we cannot become happy on our own effort, on our own way. But if we have the good fortune to ultimately then come in contact with a book distributor, with some devotee, so with the holy name, or by chance to come to a temple, then our life will start, spiritual life will start. Then the material journey will have an end. Like Srila Prabhupada told, as soon we start to take up Krishna consciousness, chanting, hearing, reading, touching a book, giving a donation for a book, our material life has an end. It's only a question of time. Maybe not tomorrow, but we are it's finished. It's only a question of the time that this lotus in the heart, that this our spiritual identity and the relationship with Krishna, with the Lord, with our origin will become manifest, will develop. Like in Brahma. In Brahma it developed because of his sincerity. He was very sincere. If we want to study Vedic literatures and Bhagavatam, we have to be very sincere. We have to become sincere students, sincere searchers for the absolute truth. Tata Brahma Jigyasa. That is the beginning of studying of Srimad Bhagavatam, the natural commentary of Vedanta Sutra. So it starts with this sincerity. Brahma was sincere. Therefore he sat down and he started to meditate. And then when his mind and his senses became a little quiet, not so agitated from passion anymore, because Brahma was created in the mode of passion, Rajas. So when he became more sober, more peaceful, so then the Lord revealed to him this sound, tapa. And then so he performed for 100 years, or something like that, a few hundreds of years. He performed this tapasya. That means self-restraint, not try to act foolishly on my own, but to be focused. What will be the next message? What will be the next sign? So from that meditation, ultimately, he could come to his self, to his Atma, and he also could see the Lord within himself, and he could see everything in relation to him. That he was all present. Idam hi Vishvam Bhagavan Ivetaro. Narada, in his Shiksha to Vyasadeva, he also says the Bhagavan, the universal form, the Supreme Lord, in the form of universal form is everywhere. That's tomorrow's verse, how this universal form expands and how the Lord is everywhere externally present and ultimately internally. Some say the Lord is internally, but the Vaishnava philosophy is perfect, it's Achintya Bheda Bheda, it's inside and outside. As we sing, Ito Nisingo, Bahir Nisingo, Hridaye Nisingo. The Lord, Prahlad Maharaj, he saw the Lord inside and outside. If we only see the Lord inside and we think outside he is not, that's not perfect. And if you think and try to find out the Lord everywhere outside and not actually find him inside, is also not very intelligent. So ultimately we have to realize the Lord is inside and outside. Like for example, when Gop Kumar, Priya Bhagavatamrita, story of Gop Kumar. When Gop Kumar came to Tapaloka, Tapaloka is the place of the great sages, Brahmachari sages, like the 4 Kumaras, the Nava-Yogendras. So they're residing there in complete meditation. First, Gop Kumar, he was looking and looking in so many different ways, where I can find Jagadish, the Lord of the universe. He was searching. Sanatana Goswami very nicely explains, by the Gop Kumar story, how to actually come to the complete perfection, goal of life, through Gop Kumar. So he was searching. He went through different spheres of life. First earth, then Svarga. Then from Svarga, he went to Janaloka, from Janaloka to Tapaloka, from Tapaloka further and further and further. So anyway, topic is now he went to Tapaloka. And when he was in Tapaloka, actually wherever he went, he thought, now my life is perfect. Because I got the darshan of Jagadish. Because wherever he went, he got the darshan of Jagadish, the Lord of the universe, Lord Jagannath. He saw him. So he was in Svargaloka. There was Vamanadev, the younger brother of Indra. And Gop Kumar thought, oh, this is now perfection of my life. Let me always stay in Svarga. This is so nice. The Lord is here. He's so beautiful. Vamanadev, very beautiful, very merciful, very kind. But sometimes I see him, sometimes I don't see him. He comes and goes in Svarga. And one time, the demigods, they invited him, yeah, you stay here. He even became Indra himself for some time. And then one time great sages came from higher realms. And everyone in Svargaloka, who were all very great, important demigods, they bowed down, they respected the sages. And then Gop Kumar thought, what's going on? Why you are offering respect to those sages? That means that there must be something higher. Because I see you're very awful, very respectful to them. Many of them, they didn't want to give him an answer. But then Brihaspati, guru of the demigods, he told him, yeah, they're very great sages, brahmacharis from higher planets. They're very, very, very special. 4 Kumaras like that. They're very much absorbed in the Brahman realization, and they're practically not different from the Lord. Immediately, Gop Kumar developed desire to go there. And in that moment, because he had this desire, he was uplifted to this higher planet of the Tapaloka. First Jana, then Tapaloka. And he was in Tapaloka, he met these sages by the Yogendras and the 4 Kumaras. He was an innocent boy. So he was actually still in cowherd boy because he was born in Govardhan as a cowherd boy. So he didn't change his body to go to these higher places. So they told him, we will initiate you. We want to make you a brahmana. Right? We want to make you a brahmana. So follow our school, our way of life, because now we are in Tapaloka, you're not on earth anymore. Don't give up your cowherd boy vesha and body and sentiment, and accept our mood of Brahmin and study the Vedic philosophy from us. But Gopkumar, he was not inclined to change his Gopa vesha. He didn't want to give it up, because he thought, if I will become a Brahmana, I will become a Brahmana only studying the scriptures, and then I have not the opportunity anymore to serve these elevated Brahmanas by giving service to them. So better I stay cowherd boy, because as cowherd boy, in my simplicity and way of life, I can do service to them. So I don't feel that I'm Brahmana. I don't want to become artificially Brahmana. My heart is yearning for something very more simple, not in just Vedic mantras and in so many rituals and absorption in studies. And somebody confidentially told him, my dear cowherd boy, son of a cowherd boy in Govardhan, you should study Vedic scriptures from us, or enter meditation. Like we all do meditation. You're always speaking about, I want to see God outside. I want to see the Ishvara outside. But why to look about him outside if he is already inside and everywhere? So therefore you have to just meditate, and then you will see it. The God what you're looking for, where you're running around already throughout the whole universe, or half the universe, or 3/4 of the universe, is already inside of you. So why you're stupid? To spend so much time, so much energy, to find some object of your life what is already there within you. So therefore they told him, stop the searching out with your external senses about this Bhagavan or the Lord of the universe. Go in meditation, because awareness of the Lord is perceived by the mind. Of course, later on it was refuted by Sanatana Goswami. It's not better to meditate about the Lord in the mind and see Him with the mind in meditation than also with our senses. Because bhakti-yoga, we can serve Krishna with all our senses. We don't have to become pure brahmanas or meditators to become absorbed in Krishna's pastimes, in Krishna's leelas, etc. We can immediately start. Ataksi Krishna nama dina bhave krayam indriyai sevamukhe jivado svayam evas paratyada. Because with our material senses, even with our mind, we cannot perceive the name, pastimes, qualities, etc. of the Lord. It is only revealed by the Lord if our heart becomes purified. And we can do it by the perception of the senses, if they become purified. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Uchate. By the mind, by the senses, by the intelligence. So we don't have to become yogis. And actually this yogi process was also not appealing to Gopkumar. He wanted to see the Lord face to face. He wanted to serve Him. He wanted to speak with Him, with his senses, not only in meditation. Therefore, ultimately, although the sages revealed to him all the incarnations of the Lord, inside and outside, by their powers, by their purity, They could reveal all these things to Gopkumar. And Gopkumar also became also Vismita. He became also very much amazed. But ultimately also gave up that place because he got the drive from within. Go on, go on, go on. And that's not ultimately what you like. Because you like to meet Krishna in Goloka as a cowherd boy. So that is your goal. So go further. So this Priya Bhagavatamrita is a very nice tour guide. I call it a tour guide to ultimately reach the supreme perfection. We don't know what is perfection. So we have to follow Guru Sadhu Shastra. They show us what is perfection. And we don't have to go far for it. It is directly here. Inside of us. It is also in form of the books, in form of the holy name, in form of the Vaishnavas. And actually an experienced Vaishnava, he sees everything in relation to Lord. Stavara Changama Dekit, Nateke Taramurti, Savatra Hoit, Nietzsche is the Deva Spurti. He can see Krishna's presence and his Krishna's energy, or everything he sees in relation to the Lord. He doesn't see anything separated. Everything that is separated, Krishna says to Brahma, is Maya. So in true, everything is related to the Lord, directly or indirectly. And to understand this simultaneously one on difference, this Achinta Beda Beda Tattva, and this omnipresence of the Lord within and without. This is the meaning of our human form of life. This is the meaning why we are chanting, why we are studying scriptures, why we are doing our puja, our seva. That's why we are distributing books. This is why we are doing all these different kinds of sevas that Prabhupada have given us. So this helps us to connect ourselves with Krishna by devotional service. And in this way, one will feel always this connection, and then one will become inspired like Brahma, later on, and because he saw the Lord is inside, the Lord is outside. He understands there's a mission to do. The Lord gave him also instruction from within, intelligence from within, the Dhammi Buddhi Yogam Tam. How to create the universe, how to recreate it again. So Brahma became very inspired for this mission. So similarly, devotee becomes very inspired to spread the mission of Lord Chaitanya if we actually learn this philosophy and this simultaneously one on difference philosophy of Lord Chaitanya, that God is inside, outside. Everything the Lord is coming from Him. We are His eternal part and parcel. We are not separated of Him. This separation is an illusion, only due to illusion. But if we are following the instruction of Guru and of the revealed scriptures, under the guidelines of devotees and the scriptures, our life will become perfect. We will lead in the proper direction. Then we will become inspired to also do something. Then each and every devotee can find his mission, his function in this machinery of spreading Krishna consciousness all over the world. And become inspired for it. This inspiration is the most important thing. And this comes from hearing, chanting, remembering deeply about Krishna in the association of devotees. Then one becomes inspired to do something, not only for the sake of study or to get the diploma of Bhakti Shastri or Bhakti Vaibhav. Then you have a nice diploma, more at home in the frame, like the doctors. So we have to not only get the diploma, and we should also not only to get the diploma that we get an initiation, first initiation or second initiation or sannyas initiation, or maybe even becoming a guru later on. That should not be our purpose. The purpose should be to be happy in absorbing our mind in these scriptures. Without motivation, what I will gain. If I will have this paper now, if I will get initiated now or not, if I will have a danda, if I will be guru or not, that doesn't matter. Ultimately, I'm servant of the servant of the servant, of the dear servants of the Lord. We should not aspire for all these things. It will come. If the time is here, it will come. But we should not have this as a motivation. Then everything will be fine. Then we can be always peaceful and satisfied. So Krishna gives us this opportunity to therefore absorb in the scriptures. ISKCON, who is manifested by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, who was empowered by this Brahma Sampradaya, coming from Brahma through the disciplic succession. We have now this opportunity to study, to absorb, regularly hear Bhagavatam, not only for a diploma, but also for our daily practice later on. So whatever we study, we have to practice. Prabhupada told, if we put a lot of information, of knowledge in our brain, but ultimately we not practice what we learn, it will all flow away, like a leaky pot. Leaky pot, you know. You have a lota. Sometimes we have a lota, you know. We find out, I put water in the night, in the morning there's no water in it anymore. And then one thinks, you know, where all this water went? Because it's a silver cup, or copper, where it went. It floated away. You know, ghost or mouse or some animal, no. Then you later on you realize, the water leaked out, because there was a little leak in it. So in the same way, if we are not regularly cultivating this knowledge and also practice this knowledge, jnana and vijnana, then it will leak away, and at the end you forget everything what you have learned. In a short time, one will forget if we are not practicing. Therefore, jnana is one thing, to develop jnana is one thing, but to realize it is another thing. First jnana, then vijnana. And if you develop vijnana, then your jnana becomes more and more clear. It becomes not theoretical, it becomes real. And ultimately, the jnana is not important anymore. Even the jnana, it's not important anymore. If you attain Krishna's lotus feet, then you are completely absorbed in the eternal, blissful, devotional service to Krishna, ultimately in the spiritual world. That's the ultimate goal. There is no need anymore of the cultivation of jnana. Everything is clear there. Because everything there is rasa. But as long as we are not there, we have to develop the jnana, and also connected with activities, with service. So in this way, I stop now. Hare Krishna. Any question? Yeah? Because we still have a little time, I heard. The managers of the temple told me we can speak a little longer, because we can only stop, I would say, break Ekadasi and 9:52. So don't eat grains now before, only after 9:52.
verses. Can you put into
Yeah. Not necessarily. The dry tapasya, that the Bhagavatam, we learn there are two kinds of tapasya. Tapasya dry, that means you take severe austerities upon yourself without attaining the Lord. This kind of tapasya is useless. But Rishabhadev is teaching us this process of tapodivyam, putra kayena sattvam, brahma saukyam, tvanantam, the tapasya what leads to brahma saukyam, that means the happiness of service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is needed. So, because Krishna, he became very satisfied by this tapa of Brahma. He personally revealed himself. He shook hands with him. He was very happy about that. And the Lord told him, actually, this tapa that you performed, my dear Brahma, it's the only means, how to attain me. It's the only means. We cannot attain me without sense and mind control. So if we should not think I can do in the name of yukta vairagya, we can do and live in whatever way we like or I like, and then in the end the Lord will take care. No? Now we have to learn how to engage our senses and our mind sincerely in the service of the Lord. Because this tapa process is actually meant devotional service. Devotional service is tapa. And that is Krishna who reveals himself in form of this devotional service or in form of this kind of tapasya. To give all the living entities an opportunity to become purified of their senses and mind and the all programs from previous lifetimes, this, how we call it, svabhava, this svabhav, this will become all pure. Now we have all program like infections and filters and impressions of so many lifetimes. And this one has to be purifying by engaging it in the fire of devotional service. By the fire of devotional service, this all will become purified. So if we don't take up these rules and regulations given by the spiritual master and this sadhana bhakti process, this is a way of tapasya, because maybe we would like to do so many other things according to my whims and my ideas. But to actually give up my own whims and ideas and accept the program given by the Lord and His representatives, the acharyas, that's tapasya. That's because I like it maybe in another way, but then I will become frustrated. My life will fail. But if we follow that what the Guru and Krishna and what the scriptures are revealing to me, even although I don't like it from sense or mind point of view, but I accept it because of good reasoning, because of somehow intelligence is still functioning a little good. Then this kind of tapasya helps you to become ultimately Brahma Saukyam, happy in the transcendental relationship with the Lord. So it needs intelligence, because mind and senses always want to enjoy in the lowest possible. Like water always tries to seek out what is the lowest. But the intelligence is needed. Tatami buddhi yogam.
เ
because intelligence is higher than the mind and senses. So if you use the intelligence and engage it in Krishna's service, it's in all yoga processes needed. In Ashtanga yoga, also in bhakti-yoga, in Sankhya yoga, intelligence is needed. Because the pure intelligence will help us to restrain our mind and senses who want to always wavering away in different directions. But the intelligence who becomes fixed on Krishna always focuses the senses and the mind on Krishna's lotus feet. So that's the pasya. We like to go to hell, but your spiritual master wants that you go back to Krishna. So if you accept your gurus and Krishna's program, this is the pasya. Because we like to enjoy. Actually, not even enjoy so much, because as human beings we cannot even enjoy so much. Demigods can enjoy a lot, but human beings, we are quite limited in our kind of enjoyment. It's like a paper on the tongue. So we cannot really enjoy rasagula. It's always a little we're conditioned. So we have more tendency to desire than to enjoy. As human beings. Sarva kama. We have so many desires. But ultimately, if this desire becomes fulfilled, we cannot enjoy it so much, because it's always mixed with misery. Right? It's always mixed with misery. Therefore, we cannot really enjoy as human beings, but we can desire so much. And the perfection is if we desire ultimately for Krishna. And Shukadev Goswami program is even very tricky. To bring everyone to bhakti, says Sarva Kama, Akama Sarva Kamava Moksha Kama Dharati Divrena Bhakti Yoga Yachita Purusham Param. If you have now desire for liberation or for material achievements or happiness or for liberation or to going to the Lord or for mystical perfections, approach the Lord. If you are broader intelligent, Divrena Bhakti Yoga, then engage in Bhakti Yoga. Other question?
So, since you have time, I'm going to ask you this related question for Prahlad Maharaj. So, do we have any indication of Prahlad Maharaj's devotion to Krishna? This morning when Maharaj thinking of Prahlad telling Hiranyakashipu, Matinda Krishna words, so he knows about the form of Krishna even though he's worshipping Nrsimhadev. Is there any indication in Shastra anywhere about Prahlad being in Vrindavan and worshipping the form of Krishna?
Ultimately, it doesn't matter because Krishna is also Nrsimhadev. He's the original Lord. I don't have now direct reference that he's directly Krishna Mikoloka Lila, but we only know that Nrsimhadev is an Lila avatar of Krishna. Krishna is avatari. So more reverence, I don't know. If he had a direct relationship with Krishna. Actually, the Lord always reveals Himself in the way as we are, as the devotee is worshipping Him or want to serve Him. This morning I found this one verse. Let's see, from Srimad Bhagavatam of Brahma. So it's from the 3rd canto, 9th chapter, text 11, Brahma's prayer. So Brahma says, "O my Lord, you always dwell in the vision and hearing of your pure devotees. You also live in their lotus-like hearts, which are purified by devotional service. O my Lord, who are glorified by exalted prayers, you show special favor to your devotees by manifesting yourself in the eternal forms in which they will welcome you." That means the Lord reveals himself in such a way as the Lord is meditating, as the devotee is meditating upon him. But I'm not sure in the case of Prahlad Maharaj if he was meditating about half man, half lion, because everyone was surprised. But Prahlad Maharaj, because he was a typical devotee, he got a great mercy of Narada Muni. So he was not surprised about the Lord, because he understood the Lord is omniscient, all-powerful, unlimited, and he's expressing this also in his prayers, not? That therefore he can accept and reveal himself in so many, in unlimited forms, Ananta Rupam. But the devotee, he doesn't see these forms as material or sentiment or something temporary or something imaginary. No, he understands this form. The Lord can accept any form for the fulfillment of his mission and for the pleasure of his devotee. And then ultimately the devotee is very happy, to see the Lord in all his different forms, or in whatever form the Lord reveals himself to him. He is not afraid. Others are afraid. They are shocked, how the Lord can be have a lion head and become so angry. I want to have the loving Lord, the kissing Lord. Yeah.
Thank you for a nice class. I would like to ask, if Bhagavad-Gita say that we actually not coming from the spiritual world because we cannot do that because we are perfect.
Can you take a more?
Yeah. Bhagavad-Gita says that we are not falling from the spiritual world because we are perfect there. So we are falling for Tatastha Shakti. But Prabhupada says some other things. I'm really confused.
This question is not something new. It's already again and again. Why you want to ask this now, here in Vrindavan? Speak in your microphone.
Because I think it's worth to know how to go back to Krishna and to know the real where we are coming from and how we go back again.
One is clear, we all come from Krishna, because Krishna tells in the Bhagavad-Gita, the jivas, the living entities, they're his eternal part and parcels. Sanatana means eternal. Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. So they emanate, and everything emanates from him. That means he is the origin of everything. And ultimately, it's not important if you come from Goloka or from Vaikuntha or from any place, But you all have a relation to the Lord, because living entity, the jiva. What is the nature of the jiva? Is it Achit or Chit? Question to you. You understand what is Achit? Achit means ignorance. Chit means knowledge, awareness. So the living entity, is it Achit or Chit? To which energy it belongs? No, it belongs to the Chit energy? Krishna has many energies, Either is it Chit Shakti or Achit Shakti. The living entity, is it Achit or Chit? You should go to Bhakti Shastri. Go to Bhakti Shastri, you learn all this Bhagavad-Gita and so we have to learn the philosophy. Philosophy is living entity belongs to the Achit Shakti. To the Chit Shakti. That means we are full of awareness. What is Krishna? Chit Shakti. Krishna is always situated in Chit Shakti. That means full of awareness. Only Maya, the material energy, is Achit. And there are two kinds of living entities who belong to Chit Shakti. Those were eternally liberated, Nitya Siddha, and those were eternally conditioned by the Achit Shakti. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, you have to, if you quote Bhaktivinoda Thakur, you also have to quote him completely, not only partially. Because Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says that the connection with the material energy, that the living entity actually belongs to Krishna's internal energy, Chit Shakti, because it's a spark from the fire that it comes in contact with the Maya Shakti, with darkness. It's a mystery. It's something, a great mystery. We cannot figure out ourselves. We only have to understand now we are here in this material world. We are now in this Achit, not our nature, because our nature is fire, not darkness. And therefore we have to look out and find out how to come out of it, of the hole where you dropped in. And the merciful spiritual master comes, he hands you down the rope to pull you up, but you doubtfully think, can you also help me that I can hold the rope to pull me up? No, you should hold on the rope yourself with full power, and then Guru will take you up and will situate yourself where you actually belong, not in the Achit, in the Chit. There you belong. So it ultimately doesn't matter exactly from which stage of the Achit energy of the Lord you now come. It's not so much important. But we belong to to the Chit Shakti. This you have to be aware about it. And this is Vedanta, this is Veda, this is Upanishad. Everything else is contrary to that. Living entity is not a material product, it is a spiritual product. And what is the Lord? Is also spiritual. And from where spirit is coming from? From the spirit. Like the fire the spark of fire comes from the fire. As soon the fire spark thinks I'm now independent of the fire, how long it will exist. And Prabhupada gave the example of the spark coming in touch with different things. If you come in with sizzles, it will gradually extinguish. That means covered by Achit. If you fall in water, immediately you're covered by Achit. And if you come in touch with dry wood or paper, you immediately capture the fire. That means Chit immediately will manifest in your heart, your eternal nature, and you will go there. And then it depends on your desire, or how the Lord reveals to you and Guru, and to your desire in which way you can serve the Lord. And this it starts already now. Your eternal service starts now. Now you have practice. Now we are sadhakas. First under Vidhi, then under Rag. Actually, Vidhi leads to Rag. But if you are not situated firmly in Vidhi, then how you can attain Rag? It's only very rare somebody can go, immediately captures the Raga Bhakti. It's very rare. So we have to go through the Vidhi first. purify our senses, regulate ourselves. This is tapasya. But it will lead to raga and leads to the supreme good fortune. But is very rarely attained. Agree? Okay, good. Somebody else? Mataji's? Yep. Still have a few minutes time. Prasadam is not served out.
You talk about Jnana and Vijnana.
Huh?
Jnana and Vijnana, how this knowledge comes into science. My question is that some devotee, some Krishna devotee, and he's reading, he's fond of reading, he's reading a lot, and he's doing his job, he's taking over his family, and he takes some classes also.
What?
He preaches 2 classes, conducting some classes.
Classes.
But he's not finding other time for Buddhist religion or some other practical, physical type of services. So that also he can realize that is enough for making enough realization to go back to God.
The last sentence, can you repeat again? Last sentence.
And he's reading, he's reading, he's doing his job, he's doing a family, he's following forever principles. And he's fond of too much reading and hearing. And he takes some classes also. But he's not finding time for like a Buddhist tuition and some more practical services. So it's enough to go back to that he will fully realize or not.
Yeah, you can take up Krishna consciousness in as a family man, as a preacher, as a book distributor. So actually, book distribution is an activity mainly for brahmachari, because for brahmachari it's a must to actually go out and distribute the books. Of course, book distribution is very dear to Prabhupada, and somebody who is also not situated as a brahmachari, who is maybe grihasta. He has many obligations and activities. Brahmachari is simple because you only have one focus, the service to spiritual master, to the mission. But the grihasta maybe have so many obligations. But of course, there's always excuses. So a grihasta, if he really wants, he can also maybe participate. Therefore, we have this opportunity one time in the week. You heard about this? One time a week you go out and distribute books. It's organized by many temples and yatras that they have this one day in the week or one time in the month where also those who are not in the mission can engage in the missionary activities. Or they can give donations, especially for the marathon, that the books can be distributed also to those who maybe don't have so much money. So ultimately, everyone who is in this boat of Srila Prabhupada's instructions or our process given by Parampara, they can attain the mercy. Because at least the 4 regulative principles, to chant 16 rounds, to read, that's also very nice already. We should not underestimate. Those who are book distributors, we should learn how to see the good in others. Not why you not distributing books? That means you cannot get mercy on the ticket to the spiritual world. A book distributor should be very tolerant also, and not be proud. I'm now the star because I'm doing it now, and then later on when you don't do it anymore, then something else is it's the best thing to do. Understand? We have tendency for that, to push everyone else. But first of all, we have to push ourselves and see that we stay on the track. and inspire others by your own example. Achara, huh? Not pushing or forcing or blackmailing or putting them down or threatening them. You cannot go to the spiritual world if you don't do that. That's not the Vaishnava way. Vaishnavas are kripalu, they're merciful, they're kind. Sometimes we are very kind and kripalu to others, but not to our own people, our devotees. We become very unfriendly, very, very threatening even sometimes. But to go out to distribute the book, or if it is in your interest, to get a nice result, for impression of Guru and the Vaishnava community, you become very friendly. Is this good philosophy? Not so good. So we have to become friendly to all, not only to that what gives you a good interest, good result, or that what you like. First we have to learn how to love the devotees and appreciate the devotees, not just threatening them and always looking who is doing what. You're not Yamaraj. Don't play Yamaraj. Should be Vaishnava. Yamaraj instructed the Yamadutas, his servants, Don't ever approach a Vaishnava who is chanting Hare Krishna, the holy name. And when Lord Chaitanya was asked, who is the best Vaishnava, he told those who are chanting Hare Krishna. Not? So that's the main thing, that you always Satatam, what is the verse? No. Yeah, this also, but then there's another one. Always remember Krishna. Smartavam Satatam Vishnu, Vismatam Napavasyachit. And to always remember Krishna and never forget him. That's the second rule. First rule, remember him. Second, not to forget him. And that we have to learn as brahmacharis, as sannyasis, as grihastas, in any varna and any ashrama. This is the advice of Lord Chaitanya. To always remember Krishna and never forget him. So ultimately we are Krishna consciousness movement, so we have to become Krishna conscious. We are not threateners or cursers. Yogi, sages, they curse, Vaishnava are not cursing. They're not threatening. So they have to be merciful and kind. And then if the grihastas see that the devotees who are book distributors are very kind and merciful and enthusiastic, not demanding, then they also become inspired maybe to support book distribution mission. But you cannot demand it. Prabhupada told it's a volunteer job. The devotional service is volunteer. It's not a must. So we are all volunteer servants. Nobody forced you to take up a certain service. Nobody forced you to distribute books, no? Right? Somebody forced you to distribute books? Forcing? Somebody forced you?
It's not like, authorities. Actually, I'm too much engaged every year in book distribution. Somehow I'm not getting this year because of other responsibilities. So when I go to temple authorities, the wider face you come to the state of the tree and you feel surprised. Sometimes they say also, but then you start feeling what I'm doing. I'm not able to do somehow. And the wider face is so, they're not happy. This kind of otherwise, I am one of the best books I would say. Then I distribute 10 books in marathon, every year.
Yeah.
But this year I am not able to do it because of so many office responsibilities on that.
No problem. either you can distribute books directly, or you can also be favorable for book distribution. Many devotees are, they don't distribute books, but they're also not favorable for book distribution because they have some kind of, I would say, impression and experience and opinion that this is not the way. So, but these I consider very bad. If somebody is negative against book distribution or against any kind of devotional service what Prabhupada has given us, we should accept this, admire this, we should respect that, and be favorable, well-wishing for that. Even if you don't distribute yourself, but you are well-wishing, you think about it. So if you're not distributing now, but you think about it, you are well-wishing for it, you're praying before the Lord in a favorable way. The books are distributed in huge quantity, that so many jivas or conditioned souls will get the opportunity to receive Prabhupada's books now. This prayer also helps, because thoughts is energy. So if everyone is thinking low, on low frequency, then the whole mood is going dragged down. But if the energy is high by our consciousness, by our well-wishing, favorable, positive way of thinking and well-wishing, then everything will increase. Because there is Krishna present. So now it's time for prasadam. Yes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you have time to break the Ekadasi. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, glory to Prabhupada. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.